guys, guess what? We finally got to see 2 movies now, even though we're in 2018. If you remember, we mentioned in our best of, there was some movies we didn't get a chance to see, and that was Molly's Game and Shape of Water. Guess what? They're finally here!
Hey, Showplace!
Thank
Came around
you.
AMC, you little shit.
Late enough. So, yeah, so the big question going into this, do they live up to the hype? Are they actually going to budge some of ours out that we had in our top 10? Is that yes?
Most definitely.
Okay. So we went and saw Molly's Game first. This was definitely a film that I was very intrigued to see. It was the directorial debut of Aaron Sorkin, who wrote stuff like The Social Network. So I was really intrigued by it. And again, you see the cast too. Idris Elba. He's always a positive. He was even in Dark Tower, and he was still positive in that. So anything's possible. And then there's Jessica Chastain.
Excuse me for a second.
He'll be right back. Who, regardless, she's always been one of my favorite actresses over the last few years. To me, she's not been bad in stuff, even though I've not seen some of the stuff that's been criticalized as bad. Like Crimson Peak was not very well received. Mama was kind of mixed, but I've not seen those. We have that.
Wasn't she an Oculus too?
No, she wasn't.
My bad.
That was Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah.
But she's always been a giant positive, that she's been great in everything. I've liked her ever since I saw her in The Help, and I was like, wow, this chick is going to be something, and she is. She started late, too, in her career to get noticed, so I think that's all for the positive. But this is about Molly Bloom, who grew up to be a competitive skier, in the Olympics, trained by her dad, played by Kevin Costner. Thank God he's finally good in something again. And she has a giant back injury that happens, and she has to stop that. So then she goes into running gambling card games.
Pretty serious.
She works for a few people, but then she branches on her own, but then stuff gets involved, like with the mob, that brings her into the FBI for questioning. She also writes a book, too, that kind of says some names, like celebrities and stuff that got involved in the games, too. But it mostly focuses on Elba as a lawyer to defend her, or he at first doesn't want to. And
she didn't have any,
yeah, because the government took it. And then she has to pay it back if she doesn't get it back. But, so it's about her going into court and then, trying to work out a deal with, because she doesn't want to give up the names of certain people or certain information, because she looks out for them as much as herself, really.
Snitches get stitches.
Yeah. But I think that was more of a actual human part of her.
I guess, yeah.
She didn't want to do that to ruin families. But, we're kind of getting into it a little bit. But, this was a late release, so sorry about that. But all the performances are across the board really good here. Elba is still good, as usual. Jessica is amazing, in my opinion. I think this might be, for me, my Oscar nub that I want to give. I know you're disagreeing, but the writing is spectacular. For almost 2.5 hours, I really wasn't bored.
Damn, that's how long it was?
Yeah.
Shit.
That's how good it is if the writing can, keep it, like Wolf of Wall Street. That was 3 hours long. Elba has a very good last monologue that I won't mention or screw with.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
That dude can act. That's all I'm going to say.
I was riveted from opening scene to end. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about it. And it's just a true story that's pretty amazing that it was true. Especially when you look at all the situations involved in. And Kevin Costner and Jessica have a great scene towards the end on a bench. That's all I'm going to say. Your thoughts on this?
Well, you said about everything, Ian. Anyways, he forgot to throw in, actually, I really like Michael Cera, who was Player X. Yeah.
Who's not being Michael Cera.
Yeah. he was pretty good, pretty evil at the time. I'm not gonna go into that. You guys will see that, but I think it was really cool how you got to see like inside some of the high stakes poker, and the way they set up everything, and you know how they divided the chips, and how guys got into debt and screwed themselves, you know, including their marriages and all that kind of stuff. I won't go into that. John Bass, who was the kid, the nerd in Baywatch, was in it. He was pretty funny. He wasn't in it very long, but I actually liked him. It was really entertaining. Idris Elba, Jessica Chastain, Kevin Costner, Michael Cera, all the way across the board were amazing. I wish it actually would have come out last. It did come out last year. I wish it would have released in our theaters last year, so I could have put this in my top 15 because it definitely was in there.
Yeah, this for me, I'm not bashing it in any way. Booted Mother out and it snuck in there.
I booted Ghost Story out, and this is in.
So yeah, that was Molly's game. Now let's get into one of our most highly anticipated films. And that was Shape of Water. I was really looking forward to this from the first trailer. I love Guillermo del Toro's films because I love his visual stage. I really like the Hellboy movies. Some people are kind of iffy about them.
I love them.
But they were a great mix of practical and CGI, which nobody really does that well other than Star Wars. But I just love how he does a lot of visual storytelling with the characters and not a lot of dialogue too. But this is kind of a weird mixture. Yeah, weird is the right term.
I thought it was weird in a good way, to be honest with you.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's bad, but
yeah.
It's a weird mixture of like the creature from the Black Lagoon and a fairy tale.
Did he look awesome?
Which, by the way, I heard they were doing a double feature in Hollywood of those in 3D.
Of course.
So I'm blanking on the woman's name.
Sally
Hawkins.
She was awesome.
She is a mute in this.
Nikes.
So
Batman.
she has no lines of dialogue. She does sign language. And she's a janitor with Octavia Spencer, who she knows really well.
Hilarious.
Who also works at the facility. Michael Shannon plays a man that brings in the particular creature that they're doing experiments on, and they have access because they asked them to clean the room that, if, for better lack of words, shit hits the fan. And John, what's his name? Her neighbor.
Richard Jenkins?
Richard Jenkins, yeah, sorry.
I love another actor I absolutely love.
Yeah. I did not see what his story arc was going to be, and that was really good in my opinion. But the acting across the board, again, is really good. Sally Hawkins does a really good job. Octavia Spencer steals every scene she's in, like she always does. Richard, I think, was a great addition and an arc that I didn't see coming. And what's the guy's name that plays the creature that was also in Hellboy?
Doug Jones.
Doug Jones. It's nice to see him in a great movie because he saw one last year.
God damn it! Don't bash on Bye Bye Man, you son of a bitch!
Yeah, don't give me that look, Russell. I didn't see it. He did. He bashed it.
It's his fault.
But we're happy to see him. He does, like Sally, that this is the way that he connects. He can't speak, and they kind of learn it through sign language. But that's how they connect. They don't use their words. It's all, physical and, And I know, again, a lot of people out there are really concerned about this because it's a woman, it's a creature getting it on, or if it. Just accept it. It's a weird, strange love story. I mean, if we can't have this, why not? But other than that, this is just a pure, great, just cinematic experience. The cinematography, the lighting, and all the angles are great in this. Everything leaps out. CGI is not bad. Practical effects are awesome. I would say my only fault is that it kind of drags towards the end, and Richard, I think, kind of steals it for me as far as the story element, but that's just me. I would absolutely give this an A, and it would sneak into my top 10. So bye, Split!
Ooh. Alright, well, as you all as well know, I think I said in my video I was really interested in Shape of Water. I'm finally glad Bloomington AMC decided to get their shit together. Um, Sally Hawkins, didn't really know who she was coming into this. She was amazing. You know, she probably, to be a mute, you know, it's really hard. I would assume that would be a hard thing to do. Richard Jenkins was awesome. He's in tons of numerous amount of things. I felt like he was more of like, he kind of her caretaker in a way. I felt like, you know, I got that kind of vibe. But he was fantastic. He was really funny too in a lot of the scenes. One involves a certain pie that I'm not going to go into, but it was really funny.
Does anybody else want to have key lime pie?
And then they open the fridge, and that's all I'm going to say. Doug Jones was awesome. He's great as Abe Sapien and Hellboy. And I feel like this is almost the same character because they, you know, kind of similarly look alike, but the CGI is fantastic, and the way he moves is pretty awesome too. Octavia Spencer is hilarious, and whatever you watch her in Saturday Night Live, anything she's been in, she's absolutely fantastic. Really, Michael Shannon was, oh god, beginning and end. I don't know, he had he had some comedy, but he was an evil SOB. Oh my god. So towards the end, his scene at the end was pretty amazing. All the way across the board, like he said, the visuals, the acting. I do believe this would have moved into my top 10 as well, so I would give it an A.
Okay, guys, so we finally got to see 2 movies that we really wanted to see from last year, this year.
And we were there from 6:45 to 12:15.
Just another day at the movies. So yeah, this has been from Poultry Inc., Gallo Loco.
Nicorice Chicken.
We'll be back shortly with another review involving our friend who has joined us for this, Big Russ. That should be interesting. But other than that, keep going to the movies, guys. We'll see you next time.